Hello and a wonderful evening to you, everyone. This is Suzanne Call from Police Science Doctor on my usual Tuesday evening live to tell you about the police science snippets that I extracted for you this week. And this week is a mental health special because it is Mental Health Awareness Week. It's quite interesting because I've got the mental health and policing webinar coming up that I'm running on Thursday, and I had no idea that this was going to be a Mental Health Awareness Week, but it is very good coincidence, and it really is a coincidence, but it fits in perfectly. So the three police science snippets I've extracted for this week are all mental health related. Now, what these are about, if you're not aware of Police Science Doctor, so it's basically an online resource with lots of free content in the forms of videos and a podcast of things that are basically related to police research, criminology, investigative psychology, forensic psychology, anything that has to do with science and policing. I turn that into something that you can actually consume if you're a law enforcement professional. Because let's face it, police officers don't go around, with academic research papers, scanning through them and reading and looking up the latest research findings. They don't have the time, they don't have the access, they just can't do it, or they just don't do it. What I do as police science doctor, I take that research, I turn it into something that you can actually consume. A video is easy to watch, podcast is easy to listen to, and if you're a subscriber to the free police science doctor email list, you can actually download all the transcripts from all the videos I've published. There's about 30 on the website already. Now, the other thing I do is I speak to practitioners or experts who have something of value to share. Everything I do is of value somehow. So these snippets, for example, that I extract every Tuesday, the email subscribers to Police Science Doctor get an email into their inbox, and it has 3 golden nuggets of research in there. So it's usually it's something actionable. It's nothing theoretical, nothing that is going to be abstract or pretty useless or something that you can't use. It is going to be something that you can apply or plan to apply or think about for your own work, for your own police law enforcement work straight away. And I know that you find these of value because people really like receiving these emails. And I discuss them here live as well. So let's get to these science snippets before I talk about the webinar that's coming up this Thursday. The first one is about post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Police employees are actually 5 times as likely as the general population to have PTSD. Now that's really scary. So joining the police does not only double your risk of getting PTSD or triple it, quadruple it, it quintuples it, in case that is a word. I'm not sure actually. But as a police employee, especially as a police officer, you're 5 times as likely as a member of the general population to develop PTSD. That's one half. The other half is that 1 in 5 police officers in the UK already has PTSD symptoms. So that's 20%. That's a lot. Obviously, because of the current police culture where people don't like admitting that they need help, they're walking around with those symptoms rather than actually doing something about it. That's something we want to change. Come to the Mental Health and Policing webinar on Thursday, 1 p.m. BST, 8 a.m. EST, I think 10 a.m. AEST, 10 p.m. AEST. And you will learn a lot. The second snippet for this week is, again, mental health related, policing related. It's about sleep deprivation. You're supposed to get at least 6 hours sleep per night. In a survey of police officers and civilian staff of police, it was found that 44.8% of police officers and 30.2% of police staff got less than 6 hours sleep per night, either very often or all of the time. Now, that's a big, massive issue, because we need to get at least 6 hours, and most people need more than 6 hours. And almost half of police officers and a third of civilian police staff don't get the amount of sleep they're supposed to have. You're not supposed to be, as a human being, you're not supposed to be awake for more than 17 hours at a time. Okay? If you are, then your performance on some cognitive tasks actually equals that of someone who's impaired with alcohol. And you're going out as a police officer like that, that's not safe for you. It's not safe for people around you. You should not do that. Again, we're talking about that at the Mental Health and Policing webinar on Thursday. The third snippet, and I've got there's a link. So if you're a subscriber, you get the snippets emailed to you, and there's a link to each original document where this research actually comes from. I'm not talking about my own research here. I'm actually sharing the research that other people have done and trying to distribute it. Hello, Jim Nixon. Thank you very much. Jim is the host of the Community Safety Podcast. Mental health and policing will be very relevant to the community, believe you me. And the third and last snippet of this week is exposure to stress. Exposure to stress. Life-threatening incidents and experiences do not expose officers to the same amount of stress as organizational stresses, which are permanent. Now, whilst we know that police officers go through a lot of traumatic events, these are, they're numbered. You can count them, and there are too many, yes, but they're not as permanent and an ever present constant fact as organizational stresses. So, we're talking about being short-staffed, being underfunded, being unappreciated by management, poor leadership, being unappreciated by the community. So these organizational stresses can take a greater toll on police officers than do operational components of the job. And again, there's a link to Region article, and you can actually read the whole document for this one and the second one. So the first one, you'll probably only be able to access the abstract unless you've got a subscription to that publication. But the second and third snippet, I think you can actually read in their entirety. Something I wanted to share with you. I got my first swag today, came all the way from the USA. So Sergeant Scott Sophia from the Evanston Police Department in Illinois sent me this, and we're going to be talking about their peer support program on, I don't know if you can see that well, on Thursday at the Mental Health and Policing webinar. And maybe I'll start a core call somewhere with these if people want to send me more. So that was really nice to get that. Thanks very much, Scott. And Scott will be talking on Thursday about the peer support program that they have in their police department and in the wider Chicago area as well. It's going to be one of the tools that we recommend in how to turn your police force into a mentally healthy one. So let me give you some more information on the webinar then. So it's taking place Thursday, 1 p.m. As I said, that's BST, so it may be a different time zone for you. Apologies for that. And I think what we should do is we should play you this. This is something that raised quite a few eyebrows when I published this.
Association between non-traumatic stresses, those organizational and operational stresses, and poor mental health outcomes. Their study is so impactful, I think, because what they found is that non-traumatic stresses are close to twice as likely to be stronger and more harmful than those traumatic factors that lead to things like depression and anxiety. So non-traumatic stress is much more strongly associated with poor mental health outcomes than traumatic exposures. So what that is telling us is that what is harming our police officers the most is actually the organisation and the job factors associated with policing, opposed to our traditional view that it is all about trauma.
So that is one of the trailers that I published in relation to the webinar coming on Thursday. Now, the webinar is going to be in two parts. The first part, I basically interviewed 12 people, and they are practitioners with personal experience of mental health issues or experts in the field who've been doing research in that area for quite a while. And I'm going to present in the first half of the webinar the challenges and why it's difficult and what is difficult and what the impact is of not doing anything. And in the second half, we're going through the tools. So I'm going to present, I'm letting those speakers present quite a few bits of best practice and strategies and tactics that you can use. I want you to come away from that webinar with some ideas of I need to speak to the chief about this. I think we should try this here. This is working so well over there. Let's implement it here as well. And I'm actually in the process of putting together a printable poster for everyone who registers for the webinar, and you can do that here. So it's free. Register, and then afterwards I'll send you the poster that you can print and put up on your wall. So it's got the steps to be taken that we will recommend to turn your police agency into a mentally healthy one. Okay, I've put it together. It's just with my designer because it looked horrible the way I did it. So hopefully it'll be done by Thursday, and then everyone who registers can actually download this for free. And okay, and I'm going to say good night now, and we'll speak to you very soon. Hopefully I'll see you on Thursday. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this content useful. You can get access to each episode's transcript with key learning points, timestamps, and references if you get yourself onto my mailing list. Just go to the main website on policesciencedoctor.com, and on the bottom of each page you will find a sign-up form for notifications of new content. Just enter your first name, your preferred email address, and the type of organization you work for. You will not get any spam. This is just for me to let you know about new content and for you to get access to all the transcripts.